So here we are. It's Sunday. At least the sun is shining. It's nice and warm for a change. And we are many weeks down the line, not even days anymore. We are weeks down the line, multiple weeks, where there's no communication between the community structure that has been in place for a very long time, many years, and the ward councillor. The party has put in place a PR councillor in the hopes of undoing some of that poor communication, and in other areas that is working. It does seem to be working. Sadly, the PR councillor doesn't see fit to answer my question on the ward committee group, so doesn't or chooses not to communicate with me. And I must admit, I'm at a point now where I am tired of trying. I'm tired of trying. I'm tired of saying, hey, talk to me, be reasonable, talk. And why should I not be tired? So Mr. Councillor and Mr. PR Councillor and all of you people that are up the tree, all of you people that are in the municipal structures, think on that. You know, there does come a limit. And I made this point the other day when I was talking with some of these political people. I made the point the other day that there is a limit to the tolerance. There's a limit to just how far you can push all of this. I don't think I'm being unreasonable, but then of course I'm biased in my opinion, am I not? I have to be. But I don't think I'm being unreasonable. I have tolerated all sorts of ridiculous behavior on their behalf or on their part. And it is getting to that point now of not tolerating it any longer and then just going whatever way we can to sort out stuff. What is it that makes people think that they are above others? What is it that makes people think that they've been given some special power, some special, you know, do you think something comes with the title? Do you think because you're given a label that now you are something special? I think that does actually occur to a lot of people. Kind of stupid though. If you're one of those people that thinks that now that you have a title and that you're part of a game that the others, the rest of us, are below in that game, you are mistaken. We are in fact the ones that fund the game that you are playing so badly. There are many things I want to say, but a lot of it would be misconstrued. A lot of it would be misunderstood because of the context. The context is missing, and I think that that's actually part of the game, is that when you know that old adage about they muddy, I can't remember who said it, they muddy the water to make it seem deep. That's very true here. The political types stir things back and forth to make it seem complicated and to make it seem like they are in fact doing something about it and that they are concerned. And unfortunately, the reality is, without the context, without knowing the context, first of all, that is, if you are interested in the context and the entire story, without the context, you actually can't understand the depth of the deception. And I call it deception accurately because it is that. Many of these people do not want to speak openly and honestly and put problems on the table and sort them out for the sake of sorting out the problem. Many of them are just there making noise because they have been put in a place where they have to. It's damage control. That's what it is. And I really find it very sad that we, as supposedly intelligent human beings, can't sit around a table and speak honestly about the problems. That ego constantly gets in the way. That the need to win an argument constantly forces division of effort. That there is even the thought that there is competition is ridiculous. I'm competing with no one else on this planet other than myself. I wake up in the morning and I try to be better than I was. No one else. And I think a lot of the political types, if they ever thought that way, would do well to maybe try and adopt that mode of thinking. But I think it's also impossible. I think when you get to the point where you're playing that game and you've convinced yourself that you are doing this for the greater good, but you're right in the front of that greater good, then I think you've lost the plot. I think you're beyond salvage. I think many of these political types go into this venture with good intentions. And I think very, very soon after entering into that and learning the rules of this game, and I keep referring to it as a game because it is, I think very soon after that they suddenly realize that actually you can't join them, or rather you can't beat them, so you might as well join them. Yeah. And out of that, of course, stems the whole mess that we find ourselves in. And I find it interesting that it's mirrored globally, whether it's at provincial level or national government level or globally. The trend is the same. The game, the basic rules of the game are the same, whether it's down here at this level in a community or in the relationships between the community and the municipality, the council. All of those games are the same. So if you're playing one of those games, ask yourself this: what is it that you fear? What are you so fearful of? Admitting the truth? Are you so fearful that somebody can take something away from you? Can they? Can they really? But is that what you're fearful about? Is the deep-seated fear that drives you, the motivation that drives you to think that a label, a title of some ridiculous description is somehow giving you some form of power over other people? Do you think that? If you do, you need some help. You really do. You won't want the help, of course. You won't want it, because that would mean that you have to admit to yourself that you are part of the problem that is displaying itself everywhere. You will have to admit that you are a symptom. Anyway, it's Sunday, the sun is shining, I'm going to enjoy it. And I'll try to put together some coherent story about what's actually going on in the week once I've got some answers back from some people I met with. I don't hold out much hope though.